So very good afternoon to all of you, and good afternoon, sir. I welcome Dr. N. Gopi on this forum to share his ideas. A small intro about Dr. N. Gopi. He is an associate professor from the Department of Textile Technology, Anna University, Chennai. He obtained his PhD from PSG College of Technology, Coimbatore, and a MTech from ACTech College, Anna University, Chennai, and BTech from Vanariaman Institute of Technology. From 2003, Sir has doing this teaching professional, and more than 50 papers Sir has published in international reputed journals. On many conferences, he has presented his paper and act as a resource person for many workshops. And Sir has published 4 patents in the area of blended structure for surgical application and a process for the preparation thereof, multifunctional nanocomposite nanofibrous filter for aerosol filtration, and method to synthesize titanium nanoparticles, and complex construction of polymeric electrospun composite membrane. So all these patents are published. So we welcome you, sir, on this FGP. To share your research ideas to enrich the participants. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir, it is audible.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much for your nice introduction about me.
Thank you, sir.
So, my slide is visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, madam. Shall I start now?
Yes, sir, please put it full view.
Presentation mode. Okay, madam. No problem. Just a minute. Is it visible, madam?
Yes, sir, waiting for some time. It is not in presentation mode, sir. It is not coming for full view, sir. It is
Okay. Just a minute, madam.
Anthony Fernandez. Anthony Fernandez Anthony Fayaz Fernandez Fayaz. Presentation is sir, but it is not in full view. That is the problem.
Now?
Okay, sir.
It is visible, madam?
It is visible, sir. From the beginning itself, it is visible, but
Yes.
it is not in a full view.
Now I changed it into presentation mode, madam, but it is not in the full view in your screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, it is in presentation mode, and it is everything is clear, but it is in a tab mode only.
It's not in full view.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The entire system is coming on. The system front page, no, that is coming on.
Okay, I changed this into a presentation mode, but again it is not visible to you.
So just press F5, sir. Slide showed from the beginning. Share it to full screen, sir. Presentation la sir irukeenga. Share it to full screen, sir. So I think the participants can get an idea how to develop the composites from PET bottles and all, because sir is working in textile technology area. we can get ideas how to rework the materials, how to reuse the polymeric materials and all, degrading the polymeric items depending upon the numbers. We can get an idea, and we also made to work in that platform.
Is it now visible, ma'am?
It is visible, sir. From the beginning itself, it is visible.
But the full screen.
Full screen, it
I'm
is
viewing
not.
full screen here,
Uh,
but in your point, what is the
view
problem?
view presentation mode view மட்டும் பாருங்களேன் சார்.
You-
என்டையர் ஸ்கிரீனுமே வருது சார். உங்களோடது ஃபுல்லா வந்து இந்த நமக்கு சைட்லயும் வரும்ல சார். லேப்டாப்போட ஃப்ரண்ட் பேஜ் அப்படியே வரும்.
ஆமா புரியுதுங்க மேடம். Understood. You
பிரசன்டேஷன்ல your entire screen தான சார் போட்டுருக்கீங்க.
yes, ma'am.
Sir, in the top, sir, in the
Yes.
top, you have home, insert, design, animations. Next to animations, you have slideshow, sir.
Yes.
Please click on that, sir, from beginning. Below
From
that line,
beginning.
you have from beginning. That one, sir.
Yeah. I clicked in that one, but
Click that one, sir.
now I saw a full
You
screen.
have to click from beginning, sir.
Yes, now I saw a full screen in my laptop, but
From beginning.
From beginning, sir.
yes.
Please click from beginning.
Yes,
Below that line.
Yes, I have a full screen in my laptop. There is no side options, but in your view, is it a clear full
Yes,
screen
this is
or
the
again?
problem now. For 2 days we are receiving this, sir.
Okay.
Sir, the
Just a minute.
presentation mode, your entire screen, sir.
Yes, madam, I entered that one. I saw full screen in my laptop.
Yes, sir, sure, sir.
But in your side, I hope that only
Sir, in the Google Meet, sir, in the not in presentation, sir, and all. In the Google
Okay,
Meet,
okay.
the ரைஸ் ஹேண்டுக்கு பக்கத்துல present இருக்குல்ல சார். Google
Oh.
Meetல சார்.
இந்த இடத்துல மேடம்.
Google Meetல ரைஸ் ஹேண்டுக்கு பக்கத்துல present இருக்குல்ல சார்.
Triple
Yes.
dot, sir.
Yes.
Google Meetல சார், Google Meetல.
Yes.
அந்த presentல பட்டன்ல வந்து
Full
கிளிக்
screen.
பண்ணீங்கன்னா entire screen வரும் சார்.
Yeah, now you are viewing full
That
screen
screen.
now.
entire screen கொடுத்துட்டீங்கன்னா ஷேர் கேட்கும் சார். ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க.
Yeah, just a minute, madam. Just a minute. Is it okay, madam, now?
இல்ல சார், it is not visible now. Now it will be okay, please.
Is it okay, madam?
Presenting the entire screen, sir. Share it to entire screen, sir. அப்போ full screen போடுங்க சார். Google Meetலயே போடுங்க சார். Google Meetலயே 3 டாட் இருக்கு. Now it is okay, sir. Now it is okay.
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All the best.
Thank
sir.
you, madam. Thank you very
sir.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, press
Good
the
afternoon
hide
to one
button.
and all.
Sir.
Yes.
There is a word hide. You please hide that, sir. It will
Yeah.
interfere our slide. You just press hide, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to another present here.
Good afternoon, sir.
So it is a great pleasure for me for presenting a topic that is development of composite from recycled PET bottle and assessment of its quality. So actually, I'm a textile background person, but instead of my textile knowledge, I am interested to learn about the polymers. Even we are using a lot of polymers to make fibers. But basically, the curriculum taught for us is manufacturing of yarn and fabric from natural fibers. So we had only limited knowledge about the polymers and the application of polymers in the textile field. But in case of synthetic fibers like polyester, nylon, polypropylene, then polyaramides like Kevlar and Nomex, these are polymers. Based on the various characteristics of polymers, we can get a different quality of fibers for various textile applications, particularly technical textiles and other protective textiles or medical textile. So this part induced me to develop some new materials from polymers or application of polymers for various textile applications, and it also induced me to learn more about the polymers. So this gave an idea about the development of composites from the polymeric materials and also from various recycled materials. So initially we tried with some other materials. After a particular period, we also thought that why this PET bottles has to be reused or recycled for making some other products. In general, in our textile field, PET bottles are recycled. That is, entire PET bottles are taken for making filaments. That is, entire bottle is converted as a polymer solution by the application of heat. Then that solution is extruded through the spinning system to get the filament by melt spinning principle. So there is a complete conversion of 100% PET bottle into recycled PET filaments. That now that PET filaments are available in market for making various textile products. Okay, nano ones and also for filament yarns or staple fiber yarns for making different apparels. A lot of textile products or apparels are now available in the market made with recycled PET fibers. So instead of changing the total structure, that is from the solid to liquid, why not we use this material with the semi-solid to make another one component? That is our idea. We worked on that. So we came to a beautiful product from that PET bottles. Actually, the cap is made up of some hard material like high density polyethylene or polypropylene, or sometimes it is polycarbonate. The remaining part, the transparent part of the PET bottles are made by pure 100% polyethylene terephthalate. So before entering into the subject, that is making of composite and its evaluation, so we need to know about the what is composite. So it is a multi-phase material from a combination of material differing in composition or form, which remain bonded together but retain their identities and properties without going into any chemical reactions. So actually, making a product from single compound, instead of making a product from single compound, if you are using two or more components, we can get the properties of two or more components into a single product. So the function or the performance of the product will be better than the product made from a single component. So that is the idea of making composite. So basically, there are different types of composites. That is particle reinforced, fiber reinforced, and structural reinforced. So with the resin material, some particles may be like nanomaterials or nanopowders may be dispersed in the resin solution. Then we can pour it in a dye to make a product. That is a kind of making composite. And if the fibers, the short length like 1 centimeter or less than 1 centimeter may be dispersed in the resin solution, then it is pour into a dye to make a product. And the third one is making a structure. Whatever the structure we want to produce the composite, the structure is prepared, then it is covered with resin to make a final composite. So these are the various methods to produce the composite. Then because of the making composite, the property with respect to particularly tensile strength is higher when we are making a measuring a tensile strength for a material, that is measuring of its stress strain behavior. The matrix material is having higher strain, that is elongation. There is no stress can be withstood by the material. But in case of fiber, it may have higher strength but lower strain. When we are making composite from these two material, fiber and matrix, we will get a equal strength and also the elongation property. So sometimes it is better than the fiber property. But if you take a fiber, it is a flexible material. There is no rigid material. So if you make a fabric, so our fabrics are 2D material. The third dimension is generally negligible because it is very, very low. We can easily measure the length of the fabric and also width of the fabric. If you measure the thickness, that is very, very low. So it is called as a 2D material in general. So, but there is no, it is not having a rigid property, rigid material property. So when you make a composite with the fabric and also with the matrix, then it will be a more rigid one, more strong one, and it will have a definite shape. It may be a three-dimensional one. instead of using a two-dimensional material, it will be a three-dimensional one, length, width, and thickness. So that can be used for various technical applications. So that is the main difference between the material used as a fiber or a matrix or a composite. If you use a fabric, that is if you use a matrix material for a particular end use, so its property will be entirely different. It may have more elongation, but it cannot stand more stress given by the end use. So that we have to go for making composite. So these are the various examples of making composites. That is particle reinforced short fiber, that is viscous reinforced, then continuous fiber reinforced composites. Then it is a cuboid or cubic material reinforced with various materials. So this is the development of composites from the early days. That is, ancient times plywoods are also called as composites and pottery. Then in 1200, composite bow is developed, and 1800 synthetic resins were introduced. And 1900 polyester, polystyrene were used in them. FRP, that is fiber reinforced plastics made from glass fibers and unsaturated polyester resins. Then carbon fiber reinforced composites are also made for various sporting applications and also aerospace applications. Then 1990 and 2000, developments of insulators, that is from composites. Then in 2010, composite materials are used in aircrafts. And 18, composites used in construction, sports, and marine applications. So now the composites are developed from the various recycled materials. That is the objective now, because of the lot of waste products made by various polymers are now available to recycle it to make another one composite. So the types of the methods of manufacturing composite are open molding, closed molding, cast polymer molding. So in case of open molding, the resin and fiber or particles are used in an open mold and allowed to cure while exposed to air. And closed molding, again the resin is the main component, and it may be a fiber or it may be a particle or it may be a mixture of these two, are placed in a closed mold or a vacuum bag, that is another one term called vacuum bag system, and allowed to cure in a closed atmosphere. Then cast polymer molding, materials are placed in either open or closed mold and allowed to cure. This is the brief classification about the composite fabrication. In case of open mold process, there is a spray layup, hand layup, and filament winding. In case of closed mold process, it is vacuum assisted resin transfer molding, then resin transfer molding, resin infusion process, and pultrusion. So are the various techniques nowadays used for making the composite. So this is the open mold hand layup process. It is a well-known process. You can easily make a composite. Then here there is a dry reinforcement fabric is placed in a open mold tool with a cap from the bottom and also the side. Then the resin solution is poured. Then by consolidation roller, it is uniformly spread over the fabric. Then allowing this mold for a particular time period, the resin will cure it. Then you will take a composite. So this is the principle of open molding, and it is the same kind, but instead of pouring the resin, there is a spraying of resin over a reinforcement material. Then after curing, it is taken out for the end use. It is called as a spray layer. And pultrusion, here the fiber or the material which is going to be used inside the resin is placed in krill. Then it is taken out. Then it is dipped into the resin bar. Then there is a preformer. Actually, after making resin and the filaments, before curing, it is called as a preformer. Then this preformer is passed over a curing die to get your final product. So this is the pultrusion system. And it is a resin molding process or resin transfer molding process. Okay, so the resin and other compound, that is catalyst or hardener, are placed in a separate containers. Then there is a mold. Then there is a preformed reinforcement material. It may be a fabric that is like oven or a non-oven or whatever the material is to be reinforced inside can be placed here. Okay, this is the blue color is a reinforcement material. Then it is placed into the die. Then there is a heating arrangement. Then it is the upper mold. Then there is an injecting hole. Then there is a vent for getting out the air from the inside of the chamber. So after placing this die upper and lower mold into its place, then the resin and catalyst are poured through this pipeline, through this resin injector system to the die. So when it is pouring, the inside air is coming out through this vent. Then we can see the level of resin filled here. So after applying heat for a particular time period, we will get a final product. So this is resin transfer molding. So another one term, that is vacuum bag molding process. The same principle is used here, but everything is closed. Then by the remove of vacuum inside the chamber by a suction pump, we can get the resin through this pipeline and it is filled. So then the level of resin filled also can be observed here. Then after that, we can apply heat for making a composite. So this is vacuum bag molding process. So actually, and there is a term called pre-preg or pre-former. That is, before curing, the metal is called a pre-former. Nowadays, in market, various pre-pregs are available. That is resin coated fabric. Then only curing process is pending. So whatever the shape we want, we can use that kind of die to make a composite. So this fabric may be placed over that die to make a particular shape of the composite. When applying heat, the resin present in that material is cured for a particular shape. Then we will get a product. So this kind of pre-pregs are now available in market, readily available. So based on our application, we can buy this pre-preg. We can convert that into a composite. We can use that for our particular end use. Okay. So this is another one compression molding process. Again, the pre-preg is placed. Then final product we can get based on our shape of the die and also dimension of the die. Even SMC sheet molding compound, then pre-preg, these two are mixed to get a final particular shape. So the green color is a sheet molding compound. This may be a plastic material. So the inner part is covered with the pre-preg. So after making the final product, the inner pre-preg cannot be visible because the SMC will be covered over the pre-preg. Then final product will be like this. So this may be useful for various applications. So in our automobile industry, this kind of products are nowadays available in wide range for making various products. So the inner part cannot be, inner reinforcement cannot be seen outside. Only the plastic material can be visible in outside. So in the textile industry and also in various automobile industries, this kind of composites are widely used nowadays. So after making composite, the quality evaluation of composite is a very important process to ensure its performance with respect to particular end-use application. So basically, by making a composite, the impact, tensile, compressive, and the shear properties of the material is improved. So if you make a product alone, for example, making a fabric, so we cannot get a rigid fabric because it is more flexible. So when the resin is applied over the fabric, it will be more hard and more rigid. Then we can easily measure the impact strength and also the other properties. So for example, so in this regard, various test methods are prescribed by ASTM, and that is ASTM standard, American Society for Testing Materials. They prescribe a lot of standards for testing the properties of composite materials, that is impact resistance, moisture absorption, rockwool hardness, flexural properties, specific gravity, defects in reinforced plastics, void content of reinforced plastics, tensile properties, fiber content, in-plane shear response, open hole compression strength, and compressive properties of composites. So we need not to test all the properties for our composites. Based on our application and based on our requirement, we can select the appropriate test methods. Then we can perform the test methods for the composite. Then we will quantify the results, and also we can ensure the quality of the product. So the equipments used for testing impact resistance, there are, I think for a person from civil, they can easily understand this principle. Okay, so this is impact instrument line diagram or schematic diagram. Then there are two methods are used here. One is Charpy and another one is IZARD. So in Charpy, the sample is prepared and fixed in a clamp between the clamp. Then the force is applied. Then the braking force is measured. So in case of IZARD, the sample is placed vertically. Then the force is applied to pendulum is applied forced here to break the sample. So the resistance force is measured here. So the how much amount of force can stand by the composite is measured here. So in case of Charpy test, the sample preparation and sample dimension is given here. So there may be a notch at the center with the angle of 45 degree. So this is another one view of the IZARD test apparatus. Then another one is Rockwell hardness. So the point is placed over a composite, then the force is applied. The force is divided into two parts, that is minor load and maximum load. Minor load or maximum load. Based on that, its hardness is also measured. Then flexural properties. So how the composite will be strong, how long the composite can withstand for a particular load and time can be measured by this principle. So there is two supports and the sample is fixed here to describe the dimension. The force is applied at the center. Then how long it will be the same position, and is there any deflection or change in dimension is observed. That shows the flexural properties. So for ensuring this performance, we can use some universal tester. So that can be used for assessing the flexural properties. I'll show the diagram also. Then this is what is that measuring part of the universal tester. Then there is a clamp. Then sample is fixed here. From the top jaw, there is a pointer or there is a jaw that is moving downward. So when the load is applied here, how long the composite is in the same position, then how it will bend and what force is required to bend, the sample is measured. So based on that, its flexural force or flexural property can be assessed. So this is for measuring the tensile properties. Even it is also available in the universal tensile tester. Just by changing the measuring head, instead of compression, we can change the head for measuring the tensile strength. Then this is the composite. Then it is placed between the bottom and top jaw. Then the tensile load is applied. Then the strength and elongation of the sample can be measured here. So this is another one view. This is the schematic image of the image of the machine. Then this is the sample shape. There is a specific dimension for making this shape also. Then it is in-plane shear tester. There is a sample is placed here. So shear force is applied to the sample. Then what is the change in shape of the sample by the application of the shear force can be assessed. And this is compressive strength as like flexural strength. The bottom jaw and top jaw are coming close together. Based on that, how much the sample will be stand its original dimension, or there is a change in shape is observed here. Then there is another one methodology for measuring compressive strength. Okay. So these are the various instruments and the principles used for assessing the quality of the composite material. Now, the application of PET bottle flakes or bottle fibers for various composites. Okay, we can discuss now about the usage of PET flakes for various applications. So initially, polyethylene terephthalate bottle flakes in combination with the nano SiO2, these two are mixed to make a particular compound. For example, for the application of with the help of yes. So here for building construction, we can use PET flakes and also nano SiO2. These two can be mixed with a defined proportion to make a final product. So these two are mixed with the soil, then to make a particular part of a building, then we can assess the performance. So before using what is that in a real-time experiment, you can make a composite in a laboratory scale as like a cube or small rectangle pieces that can be taken for measuring its performance. So because of the fiber type material present in the soil, the property of the compound is better than the material which is raw stones and also the cement. Then this is the kind of materials used for making the composite. So concrete specimens produced with reinforced fibers made from waste polyethylene terephthalate bottles. The fibers have been obtained by simply cutting the bottles. The fibers are then mixed with the concrete or they are used as discrete reinforcement of specimens on little beams in substitution of steel bars. Instead of using steel bars, this may be placed in the concrete and its performance also analyzed. So after making a small beam like this, then its performance is analyzed. So the tests are to be considered as an approach to a more extensive investigation on the use of PET as a reinforcing material for concrete and masonry structures. Okay, this is one of the examples for the use of PET bottles in construction material. So instead of using a lengthy strip from the PET bottle, the PET bottle strips can be cut into small fibers or small strips. Then the effect of strip can also be assessed by making a composite. So actually, this is called as PET bottle waste, recycled PET bottle waste. Then there is a recycled woven plastic sack waste. These two are mixed. Okay, so one is a recycled PET bottle waste and another one is a recycled woven plastic sack waste. These two are mixed with the different proportions to make a composite. Then with the soil and also cement. Then its performance is also analyzed. So these are the various composites made with the different proportions of these two material, and its performance is analyzed. The one important finding is it has a very high alkali resistance. So the tensile strength of recycled woven sack waste and also recycled PET fiber after 180 days of immersion in different alkali solutions negligibly decreased about 0.07 to 0.6% compared to that at 28 days. So there is not much change in the property of the material after the samples are dipped into the alkaline environments or alkaline solution for more than 180 days. Okay. So this is another one composite manufacturing from the recycled material process. There is a short PET fibers. So actually in this process they took 30% weight of PET fibers and 70% of PETG, milled PETG foils. That is PETG means polyethylene glycol co-1,4 cyclohexane dimethanol terephthalate. That is as a foil is taken as a matrix for manufacturing composite reinforced with the short PET fibers. So these two are mixed with the different proportions. Here they took 30 and 70, then drying in vacuum, then they placed these two to make a preform. Then this preform is again passed through the injection molding to get a final product. So this is the final product. Then this is the dimension or shape used for measuring its tensile property. Okay. So the weight 70-30 filling ratio is notched. Impact strength of 12.8 kilojoule per meter square is twice higher than the native PETG, six-folded higher than the RPETG. So instead of using independently for making composite, its performance is lower. When these two are mixed with the 70-30 proportion, the performance is actually PETG performance is the performance of composite is twice the PETG and six-fold higher than the RPETG. So there are some other developments in case of making composites from the PET bottles. That is, in a concrete material, we can mix PET bottles as a reinforcement material to improve its tensile strength. Then for making fire retardant polyester composite, the recycled PET can also be mixed with the material, mixed with the coconut material for making composite. Then non-inflammatory properties of the metal can be enhanced by mixing the marble dust and recycled PET fibers for building construction applications. Okay, leave this one. So in this research, in my research, we have developed a composite with PET bottle flakes and recycled PET fibers and with a little proportion of resin, epoxy resin. Then the composite is having very excellent tensile and also compressive properties. So in our project initially, we collected recycled fibers and flakes. Then the basic properties, raw material properties are analyzed. Then we planned an experiment for doing the experiment. Then after making experiment, we have assessed its performance for its various properties. So the raw material, that is PET flake. So a lot of manufacturers are available in Tamil Nadu. They produced PET flakes, but they don't know how to use that flakes for a particular product making, but they are exporting that flakes to some other countries. So approximately, if you measure, the length is 1.5 centimeter, width is 1.2 centimeter, the thickness is 0.113 mm. So in general, the available flakes dimensions, and an average we measured it. Then this is a recycled fibers. We obtained it from Tirupur. So there are 2 or 3 companies producing recycled PET fibers nearby Tirupur. We bought some amount of fibers. The length of the fiber is 36 mm and the denier is 4. So based on actually denier is the mass per unit length of the material. So the thickness and dimension, thickness and length may vary, depends on the denier. So it is one of the important parameter which influences the property of the composite. So here we used 4 denier filament and 36 mm length fiber. Then the resin is araldite and the hardener, suitable hardener is taken. So this is our methodology for making the composite. So PET flakes and resin, PET fibers, our targeted GSM, grams per square meter, is 225. Then the proportion varied, flakes proportion varied from 30, 40, 50 and 60. PET fiber proportion varies from 30, 40, 50, 60. Then resin is 20, 30. So our idea is to minimize the utilization of resin and maximum usage of flakes and fiber for making composite. So with this range of parameters, we have developed 15 experiments, and the sample size is 15 into 15 centimeter, and the thickness of the sample is 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter thickness and the length is 15 centimeter, width is 15 centimeter. Small board we developed from this material. Then we assessed the various properties. So this actually the recommended calculated quantity of flakes, fibers and resin are taken. Then these 3 are mixed by hand mixing principle. Then it is placed in a die. Then the die is placed in a compression molding machine. We maintained 180 degrees Celsius temperature because the curing temperature of the resin is 180, and the applied pressure is 120 kg per square centimeter for 1 hour. Then we are getting a product. So this is the combination of the various process parameters to produce the sample. So actually, in case of 100%, 40% flakes, 40% fiber, and 20% resin. It is the first sample. Suppose the weight of the sample is 100 gram, 40 gram flakes, and 40 gram fiber, and 20 gram resin. So we aim to produce 225 is the grams per square meter sample, and the weight of the sample. Then proportionately we have to take the required quantity of flakes and also fibers and also resin. These 3 are mixed. So we want to know the effect of varying the proportion of flakes and also fibers and also resin. So we varied the proportion. Instead of using 40, then 30, then 50, then 60, then 20, even 70, 80, and 10. Then at the 11 and 12 samples are having only the flakes and the resin. There is no fibers. And 14 and 15 samples are having only the fibers and resin. There is no flakes. So we want to know the effect of flakes and also fiber on the composite property. So that we prepared the samples without fiber and also without flakes. And then after making 15 samples, we tested the properties. This is the sample manufacturing process. Initially, we have to clean the flakes because of the natural contaminants, dust particles, other thing. We have to do soap wash, that is very warm wash, and also cold wash for removing the dust particles deposited on the flakes. Then the fibers what we bought from the industry are having small lumps, so there is a more entangled state. So that is to be processed over a very small laboratory carding machine, very small laboratory carding machine. So it will fully open the fiber. If any trans particles present in it, it is removed by the machine. The opened fibers are here. So this fiber and flakes and the resin are thoroughly mixed. That is placed in the mold. Then there is a compression molding machine between the top and bottom heating plates. The mold is placed. Then finally we will get a product like this. This is the developed sample. Okay, so like that we prepared 15 samples. Okay, so the proportions of the flakes, fibers, and resin are given here. So these are the various samples. So the dimension of the sample is 15 into 15 and 1 centimeter thickness. That is 10 mm thickness. These samples are used for measuring the various properties. So initially, the tensile strength is much more important, and also compressive strength. But for a textile material, we cannot measure compressive strength because of the buckling nature of the material. But when it is made as a three-dimensional one, we can measure tensile and also compressive strength. So in general, for textile materials like fiber, yarn, and fabric, we are measuring tensile strength and also elongation. That gives about the what is life period of the fabric, how long it will be more stable. There is no change in shape of the fabric during usage, and while washing, the load given by the washing machine or the human being, is the fabric is able to withstand it or not, can be measured. So in general, the fabrics are over engineered than the requirement, but in case of making composite, we can specifically make the property for a particular end use. Okay, this test measures the resistance of the material to a static or slowly applied force. A machined specimen, that means prepared specimen. That is, we have to prepare the specimen as per the standard dimension prescribed by the ASTM standard. That is a machined specimen. Is placed in a testing machine and load is applied. The extensometer is used to measure the elongation of the specimen. The stress applied at the highest applied force is the tensile strength. So this is the principal diagram. We already see this one. So this is the dimension of the sample, or the dimension, what is that shape of the sample is to be produced. So this is a recommendation given by the ASTM to prepare the sample. So this sample is to be placed between the top and bottom jaw. Then the applied tensile force is applied in both direction. Then how much force can be stand by the sample is to be recorded, and also the elongation of the specimen. Okay. So based on this principle, our 15 samples are tested. So while comparing the tensile strength of the sample, the tensile strength in terms of megapascal, that is in MPa. So sample 3 is giving highest value. Next one is the sample 9. So if you are seeing sample 11, it's very poor. So when we are comparing the proportion only, we can what is that? We can say that why the sample 11 and 12 are very low. So if you see the proportion, sample 11 and 12, the sample 11 and 12 are not having the fibers. They have only the flakes. So the reinforcement material is only flakes. Because of the absence of fiber, there is no intermingling or interlacement, or what is that? We can say there is no interaction of fibers and flakes. When the fibers and flakes are interacted or mixed, okay, are integrated in the structure, in the composite structure, it gives higher value or higher performance with respect to the tensile strength. But at the same time, if you see the sample 14 and 15, the property with respect to the tensile property, it is somewhat higher, not like 11 and 12. So 14 and 15 are giving higher value because the fibers and resin can integrated during the composite manufacturing, and then it will give a higher tensile strength. So when the proportion is optimum for making tensile strength is 3 and 9. So if you see the proportion of 3 and the sample the flakes, resin and fiber proportion in 9, these two samples are giving higher tensile strength. But the same trend cannot be obtained with respect to other properties. That there may be a different view. So in case of impact resistance, by Charpy or IZARD principle, we can measure the impact strength of the sample. So the sample preparation technique, we will know it. Then this is the principal diagram. So here we can see this one notched sample will be broken like this or like this. Okay. So if you see the result for the same composite, sample number 13 gives highest impact strength compared to all other samples. 14, 15 also giving moderate value, but 13 shows very low value with respect to tensile strength. But here 13 shows very high impact strength. We will discuss about that why it is happened. Okay, so then again compressive strength. So there is a different unit here, that is lower top jaw or top plate and bottom plate. Between these, the sample is placed, then the compressive force is applied, then the force stand by the specimen can be measured. So with this, if you take that one, sample 7 is giving very high compressive strength. But in case of sample 13, 14, 15, almost it covers 1/4 of the sample 7. But in case of sample 9 and sample 3, these two are having very low compressive strength, which gives a very high tensile strength. So because of the proportion of resin and also fiber and flakes, for a particular property, this different composition gives different values. So we have to normalize all the properties to obtain a suitable sample. So that is the task behind us. That is the identification of the suitable proportion to get optimum values with respect to all properties, not maximum value. So for that, we have to choose any other methodology or procedure. For that, we can use some ranking method or developing a quality factor method. So we will discuss later. So another one is Rockwell hardness as per the STM standard 785. This test characterizes the indentation hardness of material through the depth of penetration of the indenter loaded on the sample. In the principal diagram is already shown to you. So like that, we can measure the distance or the depth of the sample, depth of the indenter passed through the sample. But in case of this, our sample, all the samples are having very good hardness because we are having flakes and fibers and also resin. There is no soft places in the surface. So all the samples are giving maximum very good, more even hardness. Then when comparing all these properties, hardness and compressive strength and impact strength and also the tensile strength, in case of tensile strength, sample 3 and 9 gives better values, and in case of impact strength, sample 13 and 15, almost 15, 5, 3 and 2 are giving same values. Then compressive strength, sample 7 gives the highest value. Then almost the hardness are same for all the samples. Now we have to identify the best combination of the process parameters which can satisfy all the properties. So we have to go for some important procedure that may be a quality factor. In case of if you are using a experimental design like Box-Benken method, they are also having a technique called desirability analysis. So during the experimental planning, if you are choosing a Box-Benken method, that is coming under the response surface methodology. Box-Benken method, in general, the variables and also levels used are 3 levels and 3 variables. So if it is a 3 levels and 3 variables, we can get 15 combinations of process parameters, and we can prepare 15 different samples. So after testing the parameters like that, here what we are getting, 4 properties are measured and properties of each sample is different. So the optimization and also the identification of the best sample is the biggest task for us. But at the same time, in case of experimental design by the Box-Benken method, there is a term called desirability analysis. So through the software, we can analyze the sample properties for getting the best sample or best combination of process parameters which will satisfy all the properties. But here we are not chosen any designing of experiment like Box-Benken method. We just prepared different proportions. Then we prepare sample and also the results. So here we are using one methodology to find out the best sample, that is a quality factor ranking method. So here to identify the best sample, we have to give weightage for the samples, four properties for the properties. Four properties are measured: compressive strength, impact, tensile, and hardness. So this is the equation to obtain the quality factor. We used actually A is a compressive strength, and B is the impact strength, C is tensile strength, and R hardness is 0.15. So the weightage given for compressive strength and impact strength is similar, that is 0.3 and 0.3, and for tensile strength it is 0.25. But in case of hardness, it is 0.15, because the hardness values are almost equal for all the samples. But there is a huge variation between the compressive strength and also the tensile strength, even impact strength. So to obtain the best suitable input parameters, we have to give weightage for that property. So here the quality factor is derived by this equation. Then, so we also change this weightage based on our requirement. It is not necessary to maintain the same value. So based on our application or utilization of sample for a particular end use, so based on the usage of the sample, that is composite, we have to give the weightage for a particular property. So if suppose the sample is used for where the tensile strength is a important force acting on the sample, means we can give higher weightage for tensile strength. Then we can modify this equation to get a quality factor. So this is the values, that is 15 samples, and the thickness of the sample, grams per square meter of the sample, tensile strength, compressive strength, impact strength, and Rockwell hardness values. Then this is the quality factor value obtained from this equation. So after making quality factor, we can find the highest value. Yes, that is rank 1, 2, 3 up to 15. We can derive it. So from this quality factor, we can identify that the sample 2 is giving the highest value, that is 14.6695. So this input parameters can be used for making composite, which can satisfy all our properties. Okay, tensile strength also it is 20, compressive strength, impact strength, and also Rockwell hardness. So the next place goes to sample 2, where the flakes are 30%, fibers are 50%, resin is 20%. Here we maintained a constant temperature, that is 180 degrees Celsius. That is our objective is only induce the curing process for the resin. Suppose we know the glass transition temperature Tg for the flakes and also fibers, that is around 80 to 85 degrees Celsius. Its melting point is 250 or 260 degrees Celsius. If it is more than 200 degrees Celsius temperature used in this process, the temperature also plays an important role for making a excellent composite, because the solid material can be converted into a semi-solid for in case of fibers and flakes. If it is converted that as a semi-solid one, these two are also act as a resin to make a composite. Instead of using a resin, we can heat the material up to more than 200, but below 250 or 240, which is the real melting point of the sample. So there may be a semi-solid material. Then the semi-solid material may integrate themselves to make a composite. So if it is that case, we can minimize the usage of the resin. So that is also called as a self-reinforced composite. That is self-reinforced composite. The partial part of the the flakes and the fiber can be melted, and the molten area can be used for making bond, and the residual structure is used to maintain the structural integrity. Then we will get a composite. So, but here we only depend on the resin. So the resin curing temperature is 180, so that we heat the sample at 180. Even though there may be some interaction between the fiber and also the resin and also the flakes. Because of that, even though the resin proportion varies, when the proportion of flakes and fiber varies, then there is a variation in the properties. Though, so we can conclude that the impact of resin and also flakes and also fiber decides the quality of the film, quality of the composite. Okay, right. So after making this quality factor and ranking, sample 2 and 3 are the best suited material for making composite. So if you see this one, sample 14 and 15, if you see this one, sample 15 makes position 3 because higher, that is 70% fiber and 30% resin can perform better than the samples of this one. Okay, so there is no fiber, only flakes. So here the performance is very poor, 15 and 14. So when we are increasing the composition of the fiber, then we will get a higher quality composite, right? By considering all the properties and weightage given, sample 2 shows the highest value of the quality factor followed by sample 3. Hence, the parameters which are suitable for making good quality composite, with respect to 4 properties: compression strength, tensile strength, impact strength, and also hardness. 40% flakes with the given dimension, okay, and 30% fiber, that is 36 mm fiber, and 4 linear. Then the resin is 30%. That gives the optimum property. Okay, right. Recycled fibers and flakes are collected and characterized successfully. The experimental plan has been designed by varying the proportion of PET flakes and fibers and resin. 15 samples have been developed and the properties were analyzed, such as tensile strength, impact, compressive, and particle hardness. Sample 3 and 9 shows highest tensile strength than other samples. The increase in fiber proportion up to 50% and resin up to 30% gives highest tensile strength. So this is the finding, that is usage of fibers up to 50% can give better performance. Further increase in this one will lead to decrease in performance with respect to tensile property. Higher percentage of flakes, 20% fibers and resin shows higher compressive strength. The impact strength of samples, which is having higher percentage of fibers, gives higher values. To identify the optimum composition of PET fibers, flakes, and resin, quality factor can be used. Then finally, the same, the things, that is 40% flakes, 30% fibers, and 30% resin gives optimum composition, which gives better or optimum results. Okay, so what can we do with this input in future? That means dimension of the flakes plays an important role. So in this research, we took 1.5 centimeter length, width, and also some thickness. We cannot change the PET bottle thickness, but the length and width can be minimized or can be maximized. So based on that, the impact of size of the flakes on various properties can be analyzed. Okay, if even you can minimize the size again and up to 1 mm or 2 mm or 3 mm PET flakes, then that flakes can be mixed with the fibers with the resin to make a fiber composite. Then fiber parameters. Polyester recycled fiber. Fibers are available in various grades. Then even in continuous filaments like material and a very short staple length. Then by varying the length and also by varying the denier. Normally the fibers used for making apparels are 1.2 denier, but in our project we used 4 denier filament. So by varying the denier of the filament from micro denier, that is 0.8 and 1.2 and up to 10 denier and 15 denier filaments are available. So by varying the denier of the filaments and also by varying the resin parameters, even high temperature curing resin or low temperature curing resin can be selected based on our application. Then again we can vary the process conditions. These 3 are the raw material parameters we can vary. Then by varying the process conditions like temperature, that is curing temperature, then applied load, 120 kg per square centimeter is applied in our process, but we can change this one, and also the time, how much time is required to cure the sample. So these 3 are we maintained as constant during our process, but we can also analyze the effect of these 3 with respect to the various composite properties, various properties of the composite. So this can be done, and we can also optimize various parameters. We will come here very suitable and excellent composites from the recycled materials. So actually, these composites are having the excellent compressive property, that is impact properties and also compressive properties. So we can use this for various high-end applications for making various machine parts, because there is no absorption of the moisture by the material, and there is no change in shape of the material when it is placed in water up to 100 degrees Celsius, and for a prolonged period. We also tested, but the results are not mentioned here. And then it is having, we can convert this sample into various shapes, depends on our requirement. So instead of using a metal or wooden parts for various applications, even using a single molded plastic, we can use this kind of material for excellent properties of these composites. It will perform well if it is, even though if the composite is made with a single PET material or polycarbonate material. And it is a composite, it will exhibit a higher performance than the single compound material. Okay. So up to this, the presentation is over. So I am expecting queries from you. Madam?
Yes, I am available on the line only.
Any clarifications?
Yes, sir, sure, sir. The participants are now ask questions to the resource person to clarify their questions and all. If you are having any net issues, again disconnected, please do. Sir, one question from me.
Yes, madam.
Sir, how can it is possible, sir? How much content of fibers is extracted from this polyethylene terephthalate bottles, sir?
Madam, actually, in case of fibers,
Yes,
the PET recycled fibers are readily available in market now.
Okay, readily available markets. And
Yes,
all.
madam. They used for these fibers for making yarn and making different fabrics.
Yes,
So
sir.
they also mentioned that it is a product made from recycled PET.
Okay.
So they want to branded it. So already the fibers are available in market. We bought it. So in and around Coimbatore, 2 and 3 companies are producing PET fibers from the bottles.
While your presentation only told like that, we got it. But I thought that you are synthesized, then you are got it from market.
Yeah, actually, if we have a melt spinning unit, we can do it, madam. We can
Sure,
get
sir.
whatever the
Hope of
requirement.
doing
whatever
work with
the
you, but
dimension.
yes, sir. Whenever we spoke to you, we thought of work with you. Time should be supposed to us, sir.
Sure, madam.
We are
we'll do
much
it.
fortunate to work along with you in this fibers and textile industry. How much actually we are planning to work in this reuse materials, sir. Jute
Sure.
fabrics and all. We plan to work, but sure we will come to your department and allow to work with you, sir.
Sure, definitely, madam. Definitely. Any other queries from participants?
I think so. Yes, it is perfect. It is no questions. Nice session, good session, and all nice presentation, sir. Okay, think so. There is no questions, sir.
Madam, is it boring, madam? Actually,
No, sir. Actually, the
after
thing
lunch
is,
session,
no, sir. No,
I
sir.
thought,
Every day we are getting at least one or few points from the resource person, sir, which motivate to work in the sustainability towards a society towards sustainability, sir. Not at all boring. Whatever we are getting, that is informative only, sir. Daily there is no how to say that repeated session and all. We are much fortunate to that, because microbial fuel cells, Sangeeta ma'am from Anna University also as a resource person in the session, and again Jaypriya ma'am also is one of the speaker in the session. But both
Okay.
the sessions are entirely different. And your area in textile technology, it is the first presentation we are receiving like this, sir. So it is not at all boring. The thing is, the participants doesn't have net facilities frequently. Because
Okay.
almost it is packed up to 5 hours now, sir. From
Okay.
9:30 to 3:30, the afternoon session they are not asking like this, means because of the net fluctuation, and it is also posted, sir, network issue, like
Oh,
that.
yes, yes, yes.
If
Okay,
the
okay.
participants are having any questions and all, we are just posted to directly towards you, sir. I'll give the mail ID. If you are
Okay.
having any doubts, they'll contact you, sir.
Okay, madam. Okay,
Okay,
definitely, madam.
thank you, sir.
Thank
I
you very
hope
much,
to
madam.
work in future.
Sure,
Surely I'll
madam.
come to your
Definitely.
lab. I'm
Okay.
happy to work with you. And thanks for your, in between your board of studies, almost you are tightly packed in this week.
Yes, madam. Yes,
In
madam.
between your, I know this, I know it. That's why I didn't even disturb you, sir.
Okay.
Whatever we are getting from you, I'm accepting that. That is the matter.
Thank you, madam.
Uh,
Thank you, madam.
in between
Madam,
your
I need feedback from your participants, madam, to
yes, sir.
know the impact of my presentation. So
I
I
will
need a
post it.
feedback.
Yes, sir.
So after getting, you just mail it to me, ma'am.
Sure, sir. But the Excel sheet, whatever we got, we export it to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your
Thank
nice
you.
time with us. In between your busy schedule, you packed with so much of work. But to us also, whatever the words you have given to me, you promised it, you worked for it. Thank you, sir. Thanks for lot for your nice information and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you, participants, for your patient listening. So I am expecting your queries through mail and also through phone. So I am ready to help you to make any kind of composite material from recycled products. So if you want any clarification, please contact me through mail or phone. Thank you very much again. I extend my sincere thanks to Kanimoli madam for giving this opportunity, and also the team of the FTP. So again, I wish to thank everyone. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
May I leave, ma'am, now?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.